Nonima Tikela, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about Ubaloyi and how embarrassing he is. Hey, how embarrassing he is. Plus minus years of 30, plus minus 30 years of being a prosecutor, nothing else but a prosecutor. Yet this man spent 3 weeks of cross-examination. Was it even cross-examination though? Was it even cross-examination, guys? Yet no questions about Senzo Meyiwa's murder. Luto, for someone who has worked at NPA all his life. 3 full weeks of intense cross-examination inside the Pretoria High Court. I don't want to even think it's a cross-examination. I don't know. It's him putting things on record. What is that? I don't know, guys. Hours of legal arguments, documents, procedural battles, but then something extraordinary happened in the midst of it all. In a calm and measured moment, accused number 2 quietly reminded the prosecutor of something that stunned many observers. In fact, it was not the first time. Every week he's been saying it for the past 3 weeks. Ne? For the past 3 weeks, he's been saying it to Bongani because he's like, sizoyenzani la kahle kahle sizothini. For 3 weeks, the central question of the entire trial has still not been confronted. Not the alleged confessions, not the procedural technicalities, but the one question the entire country has been waiting for. Who actually murdered Senzo Meyiwa? The remark landed softly in the courtroom, but its impact was very dangerous, enormous. Because when an accused person points out that weeks of questioning have passed without addressing the matter itself, it raises a deeply uncomfortable question about the direction of the trial. Is the state building its case carefully, or is the trial drifting into procedural battles while the central issue remains untouched? Because I am sense and I don't think it will ever make sense. At this point, we need Abo Elton Hart to come and analyze these things, because I think they say moments like this can reveal far more than dramatic courtroom arguments. What is this, Sana? What is happening? Sometimes the quietest remark exposes the deepest tension in a case, and in a trial filled with watched by millions of South Africans, that tension is impossible to ignore. And also, this is a court case that has been waited for years by South Africans. And this is a court case that is emotionally, that is full of intense, that is people wanting to know what is going to happen there. And this is the same court case that South Africans are sitting there saying, we are not saying the ones that have committed crimes did not commit crimes. But when it comes to the Senzo Meyiwa case, we are questioning that. And I think people need to come to a point where they understand that it is not about the accused per se. It is about the person that pulled the trigger. We want, as South Africans, the person that pulled the trigger to be the one that is facing his own crime. He must come and face his own crime. It is unfair for, even if someone is a criminal, it is unfair to accuse them of something that they did not do. Then by that time you are busy accusing them, the doer of the crime is getting away scot-free. Njani, that can't be acceptable, guys, ever. It can't be something that we are supposed to accept. Jay, even if uSibanibani it doesn't mean uSibanibani must die for ukulukuta kwabanye abantu. Each umgulukudu must go down for ukulukuda kwabo. You can't have umgulukudu being saved by other people just because they are known umgulukudus. That is not fair. That it can't be fair. Every mgulukudu must go down for what they did. Each and every mgulukudu must go down for something that they did. It can't be fair that just because we know accused number 5 is serving 6 lifetimes, now he must also add another lifetime because of a murder that he had nothing to do with. We know that number 3 is serving 35 years. Now, because of that, he must, It's unfair. Honestly, it's unfair, guys. So I think most of us as South Africans, all we want is the people that were inside the house to come and tell us what really happened that night and who pulled the trigger and why the trigger was pulled. Was it really an accident? What was happening? What were they fighting about? That's all South Africa. It was 2014. I think it's 11 years full now. Let me check. I think it's 11, just to be quite sure. I want to check. 2014 minus 2026. Now it's gonna be 12 years this year. It's 11 years full. It's 11 years full now. So by now the person was gonna be, because they were going to report that right. I'm going to go 15 years. Guess in fact, because we're a reporter. I'm going to go 15 years or 20 years for a firearm or whatsoever. Unless there is something that they are not telling us about the so-called firearm. But other than that, it can't be a bigger deal to an extent that Umtu cannot talk about it. No, unless there is something that they are not telling us. So I liked it when Bongani asked that question, because you've been asking about cell phones and everything. When are we going to hear the name Senzo Meyiwa's death? The 26th of October. There is absolutely nothing Mr. Seasoned prosecutor is talking about when it comes to that. Nothing. It's quite shocking, to say the least, because we expected him to be telling us what happened, to be going through the things which you guys got in and this, and then bringing more evidence when it comes to. But then again, when you don't have a case, it becomes like this. It becomes something like this because you have nothing. You have absolutely nothing to show off this case. Do you understand? I think that's why. Honestly, I think that is why Ubalo it's because there is no evidence. What do you guys think? Because Ubongani did not, I don't think Ubongani asked that because he was being whatever. Like, he's been on the witness box. No one asked him about sense when it comes to the state. He has not. 3 weeks, guys. 3 full weeks. Ubalo, is he for real? 3 full weeks. He achieved nothing. He conquered no Bongani. He was conquered by Bongani. He was led by Bongani. Bongani is the one that is leading. Guys, it's embarrassing. Literally, it's embarrassing. To say the least, it is quite embarrassing. And this is the so-called black excellence that we've been told about. I wonder who came up with that thing that is black excellence. Kanjani? Hey, Ubaloyi has never lost again. He lost on this one. How do you present evidence? Evuzayo. No, man, guys. Ngeke. Oh, ngeke. Anyway, what are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your day. Bye-bye.